So this is the Sonos Ray. It's a very affordable soundbar that gives you some very big features that aren't commonly found in this price range. But the Sonos Ray does have its drawbacks. So in this video, we're going to see how the Sonos Ray stacks up to both the Sonos Beam Gen 2 and the Bose Smart Soundbar, the 2025 version. Is it worth upgrading to these larger and more expensive soundbars, or is the Sonos Ray right for you? Now, first off, all of these systems are self-contained systems, as in they don't need an external subwoofer because they all produce their own bass. Now, obviously, having an external subwoofer is always better because this way you're going to get a more movie theater-like experience because you're going to have a lot more bass. But everyone might not have the room or want an external subwoofer because maybe they don't want to disturb their neighbors because maybe they live in an apartment. But with all of these systems, you can actually build them out by either adding an external subwoofer and or rear satellite speakers. But I feel that if you're thinking about building out these soundbars, then you do want to go with either the Sonos Beam or the Bose Smart Soundbar because they connect to your TV via an HDMI port, thus allowing you to use higher quality audio formats like Dolby Atmos, whereas the Sonos Ray, the soundbar only connects to your TV via an optical port. But nonetheless, we're going to be testing these soundbars by themselves, and we're going to be comparing them to the built-in speakers found on the Sony Bravia 3, which I feel is a very solid entry-level TV to consider. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these products up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, then you can always pick up some merch. Now, when it comes to the size of these soundbars, they're all actually pretty compact, and they're super easy to place in your home theater setup. However, the Sonos Ray is a little smaller. The Sonos Ray has a length of 22 inches, a height of 2 3/4 inches, and a depth of 3.5 inches, whereas the Sonos Beam Gen 2 is a little bigger, coming in at a length of 26 inches, a height of 2 3/4 inches, and a length of 4 inches. And then there's the Bose Smart Soundbar, which has a length of 27.5 inches, but it's more low profile with a height of 2 inches and 1/4 and a width of 4 inches. Overall, all of these soundbars are compact and they're easy to place, and they're all good options for wall mounting because they're all lightweight and they all plug in via a double barrel AC port, so there's no external power brick that you have to worry about. The main problem is none of these soundbars come included with a wall mounting kit because they're all sold separately, which I feel is ridiculous on both Sonos's and Bose's parts because most other companies out there include a wall mounting kit in the box with their soundbars. Now, when it comes to connectivity, like I mentioned earlier, the Sonos Ray connects to your TV via an optical port, whereas these other two soundbars connect via an HDMI port. And in general, you always want to connect your soundbar to your TV via an HDMI port, because this way you're going to be able to take advantage of higher quality audio formats like Dolby Atmos, but you're also going to be able to more easily adjust the volume of your soundbar with your TV's remote. Whereas with the Sonos Ray, since the soundbar connects to your TV via an optical port, you're going to have to go through a separate setup process so that your remote can adjust the volume on this soundbar, and depending on your TV's remote, it may or may not work. Personally, I think that it's a huge mistake that Sonos didn't add an HDMI port to the Sonos Ray, but they did add an Ethernet port. However, all of these soundbars do have a Wi-Fi, so you can always stream music to them if you're on the same Wi-Fi network, but more importantly, all of these soundbars have an app, so you can more easily adjust your sound, which I feel is very important these days because everything just has different mixing. But personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonos's app because I feel that it's very cluttered, whereas Bose's app is a lot simpler to use. But overall, I'm very impressed that the Sonos Ray has an app, period, because a lot of other soundbars in this price range don't have an app. But wait, if you want to further support the channel, then check out our affiliate partner, Manscaped. Manscaped has a trimmer for any of your grooming needs. First off, there's the Handyman, which is a compact face shaver. There's the upgraded Lawnmower 4.0 Pro, which charges via a USB-C port, and it still has wireless charging, but more importantly, it has a new upgraded and stronger motor. There's also the Lawnmower 5.0, which also has the same great upgraded motor, plus it also comes included with a foil if you want to get a skin-tight shave. There's also the Dome Saver Pro, which has 5 double-track blade heads. It's easy to clean, and it also charges via a USB-C port, or it also has wireless charging. And finally, there's the Chairman Pro, which is my personal favorite. It not only feels super premium, but it also has 2 interchangeable heads, so either you can get a skin-tight shave, or you can leave the right amount of stubble. No matter your needs, Manscaped has a shaver for you, so check out Manscaped in the link down below. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setup, all of these sound bars are very different from one another. The Sonos Ray has a dual front-firing speakers, dual front-firing tweeters, and dual bass chambers with exhaust ports that shoot out the front. Whereas the Sonos Beam Gen 2 has a single front-firing tweeter and a total of 4 speakers, 2 that shoot out the front and 2 that shoot out the sides. And it also has a total of 3 passive radiators, 2 that shoot out the front and 1 that shoots out the back. And then there's the Bose Smart Soundbar, which has a single front-firing tweeter and a total of 4 speakers, 2 that shoot out the sides and 2 that shoot upwards, and it has dual bass chambers with exhaust ports that shoot out the back. And the fact that the Bose Smart Soundbar has upward-firing speakers is a big deal, because this is the only soundbar here that has true Dolby Atmos support. And what Dolby Atmos is that it's an audio format that allows your sound to have height, instead of everything just being on a single plane. But now we're just going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. All these soundbars are playing at 70% volume with my preferred EQ settings, and we're going to be comparing them to the built-in speakers found on the Sony Bravia 3, but those are going to be playing at max volume.
Good morning.
You deserve to be seen with somebody else flies. We're gonna need the big scale.
Does she need to announce it to the whole office?
Say when.
Never, John. Bury me in cheese. Life here is pretty near perfect. Little did I know, it was all about to collapse. Already, I'm dreaming again. Slap me across the face. I think this is a case of mistaken identity. You must be looking for another gorgeous, lovable kitty cat. Big bag hunter with the... She got a big bag, drop it. Come on, Junior. You. Huh? This is Vic, my father.
Welcome back, Victor.
Listen, I need your help. Get them! I haven't seen you for years, and when I do, you're on the run from a deranged cat. We need to toughen you up. Hey, I know tough, Vic. You've obviously never been in an Olive Garden that's run out of breadsticks. Follow my lead. Oh, cheddar. Probably one of my top 26 favorite cheeses.
This thing. There's no conscience. Just hunger. The rider's going to come out. And when he does, he'll destroy whoever's got it coming. He'll take on a new form. One more powerful than he's ever known.
I'm not afraid of you.
We should be.
What if you have to pee while you're on fire?
Oh, that's awesome.
I feel the gravity pull and it keeps me away. I would rather be here, lonely in space. I've made up my mind, I just wanna be free. I live my own life in a new galaxy. I wanna be weightless in the silence of the night sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the moment, starting all over. I wanna be free and live my own life in a new galaxy. I can finally breathe when I'm closing my eyes. Never realized what light years could do. And now I know I'm better off without you. I wanna be weightless in the silence of the night sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the moment, starting all over. I wanna be free and live my own life in a new galaxy.
So, like you may have just heard, the Sony Bravia 3 actually performs pretty well. It has a dual downward firing X-balanced speakers, which get decently loud, and thanks to the additional surface area, they produce a decent amount of bass. But with other entry-level TVs with their built-in speakers, they might not get as loud, or their bass can become a rattling mess at higher volumes. But regardless, you're almost always going to be much better off just upgrading to a soundbar. Now, in the sound test, the Bravia 3 did a very good job of getting loud, distortion was not a problem, and dialogue was very present. But obviously, all of these soundbars managed to get significantly louder. But when it comes from a max volume standpoint, the Bose Smart Soundbar is able to get louder than both of Sonos' soundbars. Now, I feel that both the Bose Smart Soundbar and the Sonos Beam Gen 2 are gonna have no problem filling a bedroom or medium-sized living room with sound. However, the Sonos Ray is going to be better suited for a bedroom or a small living room because the soundbar just doesn't get super loud. But when it comes from a sound quality standpoint, I feel that both of Sonos' soundbars sound well balanced and they both have a decent amount of bass. But with the Bose Smart Soundbar, its standout characteristic is that it sounds more open thanks to the upward firing speakers on this soundbar. So plainly said, both of these larger soundbars are going to get louder than the Sonos Ray. Now, the Sonos Ray sounds very similar to the Sonos Beam Gen 2. It sounds balanced with a good amount of bass, but with the Bose Smart Soundbar, it's going to get louder than the Beam 2 and is going to sound even more open thanks to those upward firing speakers. But overall, I'm very impressed by the Sonos Ray. It sounds good and it has app support. However, this soundbar is going to be better suited for a bedroom or a small living room. Now, the optical port on this soundbar works fine, but I really wish that it had an HDMI port instead. But in general, I do think that it's worth upgrading to either the Sonos Beam Gen 2 or the Bose Smart Soundbar, especially if you plan on using your soundbar in your living room. They get louder and they're going to have more bass. But also their HDMI ports are going to allow for easier setup and you're going to be able to take advantage of higher quality audio formats. But definitely if you do plan on building out your soundbar, then you do want to go with one of these larger soundbars specifically because of that HDMI port. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.